It's the activated Futurtarian AF1. First and foremost, I'm going to say peace, power, and soul. And this video is going to be on the source. What is the source? The source is energy that keeps moving. See, when you're dealing with the source has no name, has no form, has no body. So let's go into these deities. Let's go into all these deities that's been on the planet that the ones manipulate. There's ones out here, but they ain't over here. And what do? They manipulate the zeros. This stuff been going on for thousands and thousands of years. Now that Neo's back and Neo's putting it on the forefront, they have nothing to say no more. All they could do is sneak this and do all that stuff. That's fine. You ain't going to stop these videos. You ain't going to stop these videos. So what is the source? The source is the energy. The energy, the main generator. The main generator of power. That's the source. There is no name to the source. Now, when you look at this picture right here and you see the sun, right? What's shooting out the sun? You see the rays shooting out the sun, but then you see the lines. What's the lines? Those are ones. Those are ones shooting out the sun. Receivers out the sun. Taking in that energy, taking in them solar rays when you deal with Ray. With Ra. What's Ray? See, that's why I got to body these teachers, man, because they know that the intel is real and they're not tapped in. They got to be over here to be tapped in. That's why they deal with zeros. We don't deal with zeros. We deal with ones. Anybody who's dealing with zeros, I have a big following because their following is all majority zeros. So you're dealing with these organizations. Okay, go back to Christianity, go back to the Nation of Islam, and go back to the go right now to the Mentalians. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, manipulating zeros, because ones that fail from the upper dimensions and they back down here, they already know who to manipulate, who they can manipulate, and who they can't manipulate. They already know that. They've been doing this for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, being reincarnated. Yakub. Yeah, you thought we didn't know you was Yakub? Nubim and Karez. Nubim and Frogez. Yeah, you Yakub. You know why you Yakub? It's because you talk about the black race and the white race so much. You know why? Because when we came down from the upper dimensions, you was with us. And you branched off and you did your own thing like you're doing right now, because you know you were around a whole bunch of zeros. See, when we got down here, we had technology. So what did you do, Yakub? You went to the caves and made the Caucasians. That's why you trying to get out the 8th dimension. You still stuck in the 8th dimension. That's why you represent the 4 and the 8. You say 12, but you represent the 8 more than anything because you stuck up there in the 8th dimension. You trying to make your way out. You can't make your way out unless you go through us. Nubim and Frogez. Yeah, it's Neo. Neo's back. You gonna make that video like I wasn't gonna respond? I'm like, dude, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it that the Futurtarians can't be fucked with. So now I'm gonna have to keep bodying your motherfucking ass and let you know that, nigga, you're beneath us mentally. You are. You and all your little zero-ass followers, man. You already know, dealing with the quantum computer, that you already manipulate the zeros. You know they zeros. Every time they call your phone, every time they message you, and you like, man, this motherfucker just don't get it, because you messing with zeros. You've been doing this stuff, Yakub. You went in them caves and made the white race. Yeah, you thought, man, everything's being revealed, man. It's the age of Aquarius. You can't hide no more. You think we don't know your soul? See, you came over here and messed with the wrong one. I keep warning you about that, man. You know what I'm saying? So now you're just going to have to get bodied. Back to the video, dealing with the source. See, what these ones do, they always use an entity or a deity. It always has to have a name behind it. But when you're dealing with true power, there is no name behind the power. There is no name behind that shit. You can call it the sun, but then you could call it the rays, but it's still going to be energy. You can call that motherfucker anything, and it's still going to do the same thing. This nigga don't fucking get it. Making my goddamn head hurt. Dealing with the source. So what is the source? The source is the source of energy, the galactical energy. That's how we break it down, these codes and these numbers, because numbers don't lie. That's why when people come over here, they get, when I scan them and I start going through their mind and start telling them what they thinking, they get scared. They're like, oh, this motherfucker, because this shit is real. Dealing with the source. The source of energy is always going to be there. There's no name to it. Now going back to these ones that manipulate zeros. Now you go with Jesus Christ. You got Jesus Christ, right? One of the most popular deities. You got Allah. You got Amen. You got, what's the other one? Buddha. They're all deities, man. There's no name to the source. The source is just the source. It just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. The energy just keeps rolling in. There ain't nothing nobody on this planet can do about it. It's just going to happen. That's why every once in a while I just got to body a teacher, because they always got my name in their mouth. Like every time I got to body somebody, they don't understand that if you a man, call me. Why are we doing back and forth on the internet for? That's what bitches do. I told you multiple times to call me. You ain't call me. So now I'm just going to body you on the cyberverse every time with intelligence. The source is the main energy of power. There is no name to the source. That's why all these cats that's out here that's teaching, leading these organizations, they always have to manipulate the zeros, because they know that they can't manipulate a one. In order for them to come to the one, like Neo's the one. In order for them to come to the one, they have to come over here. They have to give up everything that they did, and they got to accept that, because there is nothing else, because we're going past the quantum computer. Dealing with ones and zeros. It's all going to be ones. Coming over here. Simple as that. The light energy is going to be dealing with the sun. Dealing with the sun, but you also have the inner sun, which is what? It's the Earth's core. See, a lot of people look up, as above, so below. So a lot of people look up and they forget to look down. Because when you're dealing with religion and doctrines, they always tell you that the devil is always like in the ground, down, because there's two energy sources. You got the sun, and then you have the core. The core is also a sun. See, we tapped into all the suns that's in the solar system, because when you're dealing with Saturn, Saturn is an organic satellite. Saturn shoots intel to the planet, and it also shoots intel back into the universe. It's an organic satellite. If you look at Saturn's rings, what is it? It's made of metals. It's made of metals. I got one of the brothers hitting me up right now. It's made of metals. So Saturn, satellite. Where do you think they got all this stuff from? You thought it just fell out. You thought it just fell out into their minds, and no, they're tapped into a frequency. It's the frequency. So you're dealing with the energy light source. People that can't tap into it, they're gonna be mad. They can't tap into the source, they're going to be mad, because when somebody else taps into the source and then they're showing you on how you can be activated, because everything's about activation. Can no teacher on the planet argue about that? That's why when teachers come over here, they never bring up activation. You know why? Because they don't want their followers to be activated. Because once their followers get activated, they're going to start looking at you and going past the sensei. Going right past the sensei, like we did. That's how you know who true leaders are, because leaders mess with leaders. Leaders don't mess with zeros. You know what I'm saying? Leaders don't mess with zeros. When you got when you got a president, or you have somebody who's in power and they fly over to a different country, they don't talk to the fucking citizens. They don't talk to the citizens. They don't talk to captains. They don't talk to lieutenants. They go to the source, the top of the chain. And see, that's why when you're dealing with these organizations, they all in the future, they're all going to fall. They're all going to fall in the future. Because I see the future. I see the future. That's why all these organizations are going to fall in the future. You know why? Because they keep messing with zeros. quantum physics. This is quantum. This doesn't take no rocket scientist to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see all these ones falling. Look at all these teachers that's falling right now. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the teachers that's falling right now. Either they're falling emotionally, financially, soulfully, or both, because they still keep manipulating zeros. They keep zeros around them. Quantum physics. That's why no teachers don't come over here. If they do, you got one teacher, Nuben Frog-ass. He always try to come over here and sneak this and this and that. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to body you every time. Like, dude, man, you don't put out 20 videos. I put out 4 videos about you, and they still hold more weight than the 20 you put out. That's letting you know right there. The proof is in the cyberverse. That's why he mad. He over there in the little corner mad, because he already know Neo's back. Morpheus. Neo's back. Morpheus. See, this Nuben Frog is right here. He's Morpheus. He had a purpose. His purpose on the planet was to activate the ones and get the ones around the ones. But see, he's still manipulating zeros. He still got all those zeros around him, knowing he's supposed to be over here with the ones. He know that. He ain't gonna say that to y'all, because y'all serve a futuristic purpose of being our slaves in the future. That's what y'all gonna be, our slaves in the future. Everybody serves a purpose, even Morpheus. Nuben car race, he was Morpheus. But what did Morpheus do? Morpheus needed Neo. He couldn't do it by himself. And now that Neo's back, Morpheus is mad and hating. At least in the movie, Morpheus accepted that shit and kept moving forward. This Negro Nuben Frog is, as soon as he take his glasses off, he be looking at the ceiling and the carpet at the same goddamn time. Told you, coming over here messing with a Futurtarian, man, you gonna get bodied every time. Get him some flowers. Get him some flowers. The pallbearer is gonna be all his captains. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have his in-raws. You know what I'm saying? In the front pews. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have his daughter there, like, oh my God, my dad. Yeah, because you're getting bodied in the cyberverse every time. You cannot fuck with the Futurtarians. I told you that. Morpheus, you did your thing, man. You came, you did your thing, you activated us. I do give you credit on that. But you keep my name in your mouth, it's not going to look good for you. It's going to keep getting worse and worse. When I told you you have to deal with it, you thought you was talking about us. I wasn't talking about us when I said you have to deal with it. I was talking about your people. Wasn't talking about us. I was talking about your people. Now you got to deal with it, because there's going to be questions being asked. Yakub, you did this shit back in the day when we came down here. Your ass went in that cave, made the humans, and then you branched off and did your own motherfucking thing like you doing right now. But see, now you're reincarnated. You don't have the technology to do that. So what you do? You gather them. You gather them. Man, this is getting too easy. Messing with Neo. I ain't even finna, no intel, no. I was finna break down Neo. I was finna break down that word. No intel right now. I'm just bodying a nigga. That's what happens, man. Morpheus, you did your thing though. I give you credit. You know what I'm saying? You were one. You were one, but you got too many zeros around you, Morpheus. You know that. That's why every time you fire shots at the Futurtarians, it don't mean nothing. It really don't mean nothing, man, because Neo's back. I got mad intel. Serious intel. And we moving into some other shit. I ain't even gonna say that on the cyberverse. So I said, man, you ain't over here. It's over, man. They ain't gonna protect you. Shit, they might be ready to drone strike your ass because you serve no purpose no more. You serve no purpose no more. You know what I'm saying? Build your community. Build our future slaves. Build your community. And go over there, man, you know what I'm saying, and enjoy your daughter. Your first daughter. When I had my son, he's 22 years old. When I had him, you know what I mean? Like, it was a change in my life. I was still young. I had him when I was like 20, 21. like 20 or 21. He's 22 right now. You know, independent, got his own job, got his own car, just bought him a motorcycle, doesn't have no children, stuff like that. That's how you raise these children like that. You know? But yeah, man, that's why when you fire shots, it don't mean nothing. Because I'm Neo, and you Morpheus, and you know that. Morpheus. Somebody go find Neo, because I can't do it. Yeah, you can't do it no more, man. That's why you keep firing shots at the Futurtarians and nobody else. Why is that? Why is that? You plagiarizing my work. Why you New York cats always have to at the last letter of the word you say? Why you gotta always influence that? Work. What is work? That sounds stupid as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with you New York cats. I'm not talking to all you New York cats, but if you live in New York, y'all already know how it is out there, man. There's so many scammers and stuff. You know, if you from New York, you already know you got to move around with a certain frequency out there, because then you got to deal with Morpheus in the damn Matrix. Told you, man, it's not going to work out for you, Nubian. You need to give that community to one of your captains. Come over here, be with the ones, so the planet can really alter and shift. It really will alter and shift because you're around ones now. You're not around the zeros that you manipulate. It's the activated AF1, peace, power, and soul. If you like the way the world is, don't like, don't share, don't subscribe. If you want it to alter, move at the speed of light. Morpheus.